Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, the Russians launched some missile strikes on Ukraine today, Wednesday, and not a really a massive attack, but a consistent one. Let's put it this way. This article is from Agence France Presse, so let's take a look at it and see what these guys are saying about it. Deadly Russian missile strikes hit Ukraine. So today is, it says 18 hours ago, which is Wednesday, June 14th. There's a map right here. I will look at this one in a second after I read the article. Deadly Russian missile strikes hit southern and eastern Ukraine on Wednesday as Kiev claimed fresh advances in its long-awaited counteroffensive, after Russia fired 4 Kalibr missiles on the southern port city of Odesa from a warship in the Black Sea, Ukraine's Air Force said. The country's Western-backed air defenses shot down 3 of them. Blah, 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 blah. So, supposedly here is Odessa, and they launched from somewhere here, doesn't show us on the map, and they destroyed 3 out of 4. But 1 missile hit a food warehouse, killing 3 employees and wounding 7, said Oleg Kiper, the head of the region's military administration. Where are the Russians killing employees, man? Why are they doing this? Is it because they're criminals? Yeah, I guess so. Well, that's according to Ukrainians. And I'm quoting, "There may be people under the rubble." I hope not. I hope they're safe and alive. Another 6 other people were wounded after a business center, shops, and residential complex in central Odessa were damaged as a result of an air combat and the blast wave, he said. Again, why are they shooting and killing all these business, trying to attack business center, shops, and residential complex in central Odessa? I think they're doing this purposely. What do you think? All right, overnight in the eastern cities of Krematorsk and Konstantinivka, Russian missile strikes killed 3 people and destroyed dozens of private houses, regional authorities says. So again, people and destroy, they are aiming only for private houses. Wow, this is a crime, you know. A blast in Krematorsk left a huge crater in a street of 1- and 2-story family houses. Wow, and Agence France Presse correspondent said, again, it's family house. They don't attack the military. Why are they attacking only civilians and civilian infrastructure? The blast completely demolished some houses. Oh my. And several more around lost their windows and roofs. The attack killed at least 2 men, civilians I'm taking, while several other people were wounded and evacuated for treatment. Why do the Russians do this? Police officer Anastasia Kurzun, 33, told Agence France Presse she and her husband had escaped their damaged house, and then other trying to dig neighbors out of the rubble. My colleagues from the police were on the scene, tralala, shelling killed 6. Russia said it had launched multiple strikes overnight, targeting Ukrainian troops, quote-unquote, and foreign mercenaries, end quote, as well as warehouses containing foreign-made weapons. All the assigned targets have been hit, the defense ministry says. Yeah, but the Ukrainians say that they hit only men and houses and stories and stores, and Russians or Ukrainians are lying, or both. Kiev also reported Russia had a day earlier shelled a van in southeastern Ukraine, military van, close to the border with Russia, killing 6 people. I think these were again civilians. Wow, man. Ukrainian prosecutors said the Soviet-era van was hit near the village of Tralala on the border with Russia in the north Tralala. 4 of the victims were foresters, not even military personnel. Moscow has intensified its nightly attack on major Ukrainian cities in recent weeks, while Kiev has launched a long-awaited counteroffensive. So here is how they are doing a lot of damage. So, what do you think, my friends? Why are they doing this? This is the question the Americans asked after those terrorist attacks from September 11, 2001. Why do they hate us? Why do they hate us? And the answer was provided by the mass media. They hate our freedoms. Yes, I think so. Here, why do they hit only civilians? And I think the answer is provided by these guys, because these are war criminals. And because they're losing. Don't you think so? I think so. Yeah. Nothing over there was a military targets, obviously, according to Agence France Presse, right? Right. Only civilians. Well, if it's so, then those guys should be punished. But if it's not so, what happens with the liars? Well, if they win, nothing. If they lose, probably they will be prosecuted. Well, look at the Second World War. If you think in the Second World War, where war crimes were committed only on one side and not on both sides, then again, you see, history provides good lessons and shows you a pattern. So when these guys come and tell you certain things, you're like, I mean, if that's true, that's awful, horrible. But you see, you heard about these kind of things before, told by the same people, and they never do anything wrong, but always the opposition. And remember, the truth is of the victor. So whoever wins, he's gonna tell the tale. So in this case, we have both, but these guys here, for instance, they don't hear anything from the other side. They hear only from this side, which freedom of speech, free world, free people, not even that. So, awful. What I take out of that is that the Russians launched some missile strikes on Ukraine, and that's all I take out of it. The rest could be either way. I don't believe those guys at all. I don't believe the other guys at all. The fact is, they attacked with missiles from the Black Sea. That's a fact. I get that one done. Now those guys said all the targets were hit, only military targets. These guys, oh my God, no military targets, only civilians. Really? I mean, you've been in life and you went around, and whenever you had an I don't know what kind of job you have or you had, but when you have a job where you investigate situations, you go and get and understand that most of the time the truth is somewhere in the middle, a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. Very rarely the truth is only on one side and the other side is completely guilty. Well, that's based on direct experience. So people can come and tell me, oh no, it's this and that, and I will ask, where did you get that from? Well, Gigi said that. Gigi made a study. Well, my study tells a different story. Why should I listen to Gigi's study? Because I can make a study on my direct experience. How do you think Gigi got his study? Asking people. Well, if I lived through these kind of things, I think I'm entitled to have my direct experience, vast experience, I would add, regarding dealing with quarrels, fights, situations, criminality, abuse, things like this. And you're going to realize, wait a minute, wait, rarely something like this happens. Well, in Ukraine, it seems like it's the other way around. Always it happens that the Russians are destroying only civilian infrastructure and killing only civilians. Well, if I give that sometimes that happens, compared with, the mass attack on the military, then yes, sometimes. But here things are like reversed. The Russians rarely hit a military target. And mostly, the general rule, 99%, they hit. I don't believe that. Why? Why would I? Because they say so? Well, if I tell you something, how can you verify? How can you verify the Ukrainians told you the truth or the Russians told you the truth? You can't. You can't. Why? Because you are not there. You have to rely on other people telling you. I mean, you rarely believe more than 5 people in your life. I guarantee you that. If you believe more than that, you're kind of a sucker. Why? Because people lie. And you can't have more than 3 friends in your life plus a family. Which, how many people you believe in a family? 3? 4? 5? And then how many friends you have? I'm talking about friends, not acquaintances. 2? 3? If you have more than 3, those are not your friends. The rest. You can't. Oh, I'm friends with everybody. No, well, it's a different kind of friends. So more than 7 people, I don't think. If you have more than 7 people that you can really, really trust anything they say, then you're a happy guy. You're a wealthy guy, you're a rich person in friends and love and connections. But I don't think that's accurate, unless I think people are deluded and say, yeah, that's my friends. That's not a friend. No. Well, it depends what kind of standards you have for a friend. In this case, the same. Why would I believe what an unknown person tells me about something that he has an interest vested in giving me the information? Like Agence France Presse. Agence France Presse is not objective, is not in the middle. Neither are the Ukrainians or the Russians. So you have to verify these things. And you think, oh, wait a minute, really these guys blow up only those guys? But those guys destroy only military targets. Where have you met this kind of thing? I mean, please. Anyway, the point is the Russians attacked, destroyed something, probably some missiles were down by the Ukrainians, and that's it. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.